Hello, everyone. I want to talk to you about a new show I just started watching on Netflix. It's not a Netflix original, though. It is a CW show. And so, really, I want to talk to you writers about two things because, one, I love how many shows I discover because they come to Netflix or a streaming platform like that. We all talk about the negatives of subscriptions and how it guts the payouts to artists, but there's a discoverability factor there. I don't watch the CW. I'm a little bit old for it. It came along where I was already in college, and I forget about it. But they have a lot of really great shows. And so having the show come to Netflix, it showed up in my feed. I said, what's that? I want something new to watch. I started it, was immediately sucked in. And the thing is, when season 2 comes out, I will be on the CW watching it. And so, yes, it was a subscription, and yes, it was what first got me to watch it, but now I'm a fan. And I will go to wherever the show is. So, number one, don't be afraid to take chances on things like Kindle Unlimited or other subscription services or just box sets, anthologies, whatever the opportunity that, financially in the moment, it may seem like a risk, but will it help you be seen by new readers who then come along to find you in your native habitat of full price books? Because that's the goal. So that was my marketing 101 thoughts. The show is called In the Dark. It, I think, only has one season right now, but it's coming back for season 2. Like I said, it's on the CW, and I'm only on episode 2, so you're getting my fresh, raw opinion right now. One of the things that I was fascinated by was how fast I was sucked into the show because of the way they introduced the main character. She's kind of described as an anti-hero. Does not have her stuff together. She's struggling. She does not make many good choices at all. But following her through these first few scenes, immediately sucked in, immediately wanting to know why she is the way she is, what has gone on. And the other thing they did really well immediately was introducing all of the secondary characters. This is very much a character-driven series. And I'm fascinated by things that suck me in immediately because as writers, we want to suck people in immediately. If people buy your book, they may give you a couple of chapters before they decide yes or no because they've spent money on it. But if they picked it up from the library, if they got it as a freebie, those are the books you really want to make sure you're capitalizing on their interest immediately, because if they get to page 2 or 3 and they don't care, they're going to put the book down and they are not going to pick it back up again. And even more importantly, it may trigger a memory that says, that author, yeah, I didn't get into it. And they don't want to pick up any other books, even if they sound interesting to them. So that suck-in factor fascinates me. And it happened so seamlessly at the beginning of episode 1 of In the Dark. The main character, Murphy, I love her name. I kept thinking Murphy Brown the whole time. But it's a great name because it's not overly associated with anybody else. It's not totally common, but it's not a strange name. So I love her name. She is blind. She is a little bit grumpy. She is not happy with her circumstances, and we slowly learn about those circumstances. And because it's such a character-driven show, even though what's kind of driving the plot forward is a bit of a murder mystery, that's not why I want to know what's happening next. The pacing of the show, something happens, and then they completely flip it by going to something funny or having a very human moment, because they have a very wide cast, and not just a wide cast, but a diverse cast. Her roommate is fumbling through falling in love with another woman, and it's so interesting to see their relationship dynamics and talking about certain I don't want to say it on my show because there are words that I might get in trouble for, but it's very endearing and very human, and the love that her roommate has for this main character Murphy is also very endearing. Her parents, you know, they're not perfect, but I'm rooting for them. The guy she ends up meeting, he's a little bit of a bad boy trying to be good element there, so I'm intrigued by where that's going. There is this very touching relationship that she has with this young man who disappears and is the center of this murder mystery. And then the relationship dynamics that I can see coming in based on him. And then there's the guide dogs and her cop friend who is a single dad with a blind daughter. There's so much and so many characters that I care about. And I just am so excited to get to see the next episode. And it's been a really great lesson on anti-hero characters, the diversity of the side characters, generational, situational, and how their relationships and all of their different types of stories only enrich this one main character's journey that we're following. And so maybe I'll do a follow-up video after I finish the first season, but so far I'm completely sucked in. I'm fascinated by the storytelling, and I think you might be too.